Okay, so we're going to be putting in a door, a cinder block, and a cinder block wall today. But we're going to be putting that wall over there. In that wall was this fan a few years ago, but we popped the fan out, and we had a company come in and put glass block in, light in the building. This is where the wall is going to go, where the scribed line is. We got to put a 6-foot header in first. This building is on a grade, so there's a slope down. We wanted to put the door in at the lowest point where the ground would meet. We'd have to have a step and so forth over there inside this building. There's 3 glass block windows up there. That is where the size of the building is. So we take you inside. This is going to probably take 2 days to do. Take you inside and we'll see what it looks like in there. We already started cutting out the header. So let's go inside. Down here is where it's about an inch difference on the inside here. That's my partner Gary up there. He's cutting out the rest of the spot where the lintel is going to go. So down here, the grade of this building down this way, there's a big difference. There's like a 6 or 8 inch difference between this ground level outside than it is down there. So that's why we had to put the door in down that end, because we need a hand truck to go in and out of that building without having to have a step. So the hand trucks need to go in and out of this door. So we're gonna dig out a little bit of this with the jackhammer, and then we'll be back. Alright, what we're going to do here is we're going to we cut down the 2 slots where the door is going to go. What we're going to do though is we're going to knock out these top blocks here, because when we go on the other side, after we put this lintel in and we go in around the other side, we're going to cut the slits down the door, and we're going to also put the lintel in today on the other side. But when we go to push this whole wall out with the fork truck, it's going to drop out the back side of the wall. We don't want these two blocks up here hitting the new lintel that we put in. So we're going to take out these 2 blocks now, and then we're going to insert the lintel at the top and cement it all in place. Then we're going to go around the back side of the wall, and we're going to knock out these blocks here, and then insert the lintel in the other side, and then we should be ready to make our cuts on the other side of the wall, our vertical cuts. And then won't have enough time to do it today because we only work till 2:30. So tomorrow we'll come back and we'll have the fork truck and we'll bust this out, and then we can insert our frame. All right. Alright, so now that we got the this top layer block out, so that way it's not in the way when we go to push this wall out, it won't hit our new lintel that we're putting in. These holes here are going to fill up with the pieces of block that are down there, to fill in these holes, and then we're going to mix up some mortar. We'll lay it up in here and lay it on the sides here, and then we'll lay our lintel up in top there, and then we'll just fill it in with more mortar, and then we'll go around the back side and do the same thing. There is one other thing I forgot to add. The lintel that we're putting up which is over there. We actually cut the end off by about that much because the corner of this wall, it's kind of locked in like finger. Let's see if I can show you. The corner of the wall is kind of locked together like that with the cinder blocks. I don't know if you can see my hands. So we didn't want to mess up the integrity of the strength of the corner by knocking out that block up here at the top, because it's one whole block. So we're going to keep that solid. So we're just going to we just lobbed off the top of the lintel to keep that strength of the integrity of the wall right there. The lintel is going to be handling any downward pressure, but because this is so close to the corner here, there's still a lot of strength in this wall going up because of the corner, because of it being the corner. So cutting off the lintel on that end is not such a bad thing. But keeping the length of the lintel on this side, especially because of this huge opening that we have here that shouldn't really be there, it'll add a lot of extra strength. On the lentils, there's an indication for up. So you want to make sure that you put the lintel in the up position, because they have rebar inside the lentils that have a bow to them. So you want to use the structural integrity of the lintel by putting it in the right way. You also want to wet it down before you put it in, so you don't put the lintel in dry on top of wet concrete. It'll just adhere and hold the mortar. That's better. We actually needed to get a level and level that. Mitch, just in case you're watching this YouTube video by any reason, whatever, I don't know.
It'll be level.
We're going to get a level. We just had to lift up a little higher when we put that lintel up in there. We kind of pushed all the cement mortar that we put in there the first time to the back. So we lifted up higher, touching the top blocks, slid it back, and then lowered it on top of the mortar that's there now. So we got to get a level and then also check for flushness, and then after we do that, then we'll pack the top in with mortar. Alright, Gary just made a hole in the center of the wall because we don't have a hose or water outside, so now we do. Alright, and then we got to go outside on the other side of the wall, and we got our lintel in place. Oops, got a kink. That's our lintel that's in place. Now we're going to go around the other side and we're going to start cutting the saw cuts for the lintel on the other side. Alright, see, so now we're on the outside. Gary, he's got the Hilti DSH 900, and I'll tell you, that thing is a beast. Well, you've seen what it did on the inside. Now you're about to see what's going to do on the outside. So now we're on the outside. Yep, there you go. Now we're on the outside. We got the power cord running out and some hose for keeping the blade cool. And we're about to make the cut on the top for the lintel. So we're going to do our horizontal cuts and cut out that top plate and stick our lintel in, which is over there on the ground. And then after we get the lintel in, cemented, mortar in place, then we'll pretty much be done for the day, because it's getting close to our end of the day. Like I said earlier in the video, we get done around 2:30, so it's about quarter to 1 right now. So hopefully we'll get this in before 2:30. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we got the other lintel in. As you can see, both of them are in place now. And you can probably, maybe you can see through this crack here, but it's almost perfectly lined up for the saw, from the saw cut on the other side. So, and even right here, you can see the light shining through all the way pretty much to the bottom. So, all we're gonna do is tomorrow, we're gonna use that fork truck over there. And we're gonna come over and we're gonna pull right up in front of here and knock that block, that big huge chunk of block out of there. And then we'll be able to put our door in. Alright, so yesterday, we're back here this morning. Yesterday we finished putting that other header in. And now we're back here this morning, the next day. And we're getting ready to bust this, the blocks out that we cut from the vertical cuts yesterday. So I'm going to use a fork truck. Gary's on the other side of the wall, and he's got his phone. He's going to video the outside of it, and hopefully we can put it together for you. There we go. So much easier when you have a fork truck. Not everyone has that, but we happen to. And we laid some skids out there to pick up hopefully the majority of the block, so we can throw it in that dumpster over there. So it didn't get it all, but we got a majority of it. Show you what it looks like on the outside. There you go, and there's our header from yesterday. And it turned out just the way we planned it. Worked out good. And we got to clean up our mess. Alright, so we got our opening here, and Gary's spraying out the wall, get it cleaned up. We ran into a little bit of a snafu on the anchoring of the door jamb. There are bolt holes here down the bottom, middle, and the top. They kind of fall in where the opening holes are in the wall. So we really can't install the door today because we want to use them anchoring, even though we're going to fill the inside channel of the door jamb with concrete through the top. Refill it in the top. We want to fill in the spots where these black lines are on the wall, where we marked where the anchor bolts are. We want to fill that with concrete so that we get a nice anchoring, so that way we can actually put the anchors in and have a spot to be able to put our shim material in behind it, so we can get it, you know, level and plumb and squared up. So it's best to not try to put the door in a hurry, and get these spots filled in with concrete and let them cure overnight. And after the cure overnight, the concrete cures overnight and hardens, then we'll be able to, well, actually it's Friday, so they'll get to cure over the weekend. We're going to cover it up with plywood, so when we come in on Monday, we'll be able to get a drill and drill right through the concrete on these spots where the marker is, up here and here, because it's real thin. It's not, the anchoring really don't have much material to grab a hold of to hold the door jamb in place. Alright, so I'm showing you what we're doing. I'm taking some of this, it's like a big paper towel. It's absorbent material, and we're just using it to stuff in these holes, because see, they go straight through, and all the concrete will pour out of this mark where we're trying to get concrete to. So we're going to stuff that hole in to stop the concrete from going down past a certain point. Just stuff it in there as soon as you can. Get it down in there. You just get it in there nice and tight like that, so that way the concrete can't pass down through the block. And then what we're going to do is get these blocks of wood. Gary's working on the bottom one right now, and we're going to take them and we're just going to wedge them across, put crossbars across like that, just to cover up the spot where the anchor is going to go. And then we're going to get a 2x4 and brace and just wedge it between here and the other side. It's going to have another block in over here, and then we'll fill that up with concrete and let it cure over the weekend. Alright, so we got all the wood in place. We're going to put plywood over the door for over the weekend. Got our mortar in place for the anchor locations. Let that cure over the weekend and we'll be good to go. That's our door frame right there. Okay. Alright, so we're back here Monday morning after the cement got time to cure. Nice and hard, solid. We're gonna knock these the wood out, and let's see what we got behind them. We got our place to cement pretty solid. We got a hammer right here, a little easier. That one's not too packed in, but I'm sure there's a lot of concrete behind it. So we got our anchoring positions now. Alright, so we're gonna start. We got our frame in the opening, and we're gonna start drilling out the holes for our anchors. Mount them in. Alright, so you didn't get us hanging the door on the hinges on the jamb because the camera battery died. But we got the door on the jamb, and we're going to be making a mount, and we got the hardware on the door for opening the door. Get our catch installed. And we're not going to put the closer on until after we fill up the jamb with concrete. We'll install that tomorrow. We don't want to put any undue tension or stress on the jamb until after the concrete is cured in place. But we have it mounted. We're getting it squared up. It is level and plumb. So we're just getting the jamb itself. Gary's sticking shims in there to get the jamb squared up. And be good to go to fill in the jamb itself. I already pre-mixed up some concrete that we're gonna stick down inside the jamb, and it looks like he's got it pretty well squared. Okay, bye, buddy. Alright, so picking up from where I left off at. I don't know where I left off at from this, but it's been a few days since I came back to this door. I think where it was is it was open up here, and I put the header in place. Some time has passed, and we had to prep the outside for concrete because we have a ramp that's going to be leading up to this door. So I didn't get all that on footage because I left my camera home, and and all, but when you'll see there's going to be a cement truck coming today, and we're going to be getting this pad put in. We got this all dug out, all the dirt dug out of here, and we got the form in place for the concrete to come in, and we'll be coming here in about a half hour or so to fill in the to make the ramp. Okay, so you didn't get to see the end result of what happened here with the concrete. We actually wind up coming up short on the concrete. Little miscalculation. It was I had ordered 2 1/4 yards, and it actually needed 2 3/4 yards to finish up. So the cement truck had to leave and come back, but it was no big deal. I mean, he was able to go back, pick up some more concrete, and get back here. And you didn't get to finish see also the end of it because the battery had died on the camera. So this is what the ramp looks like leading up. We're gonna have a nice smooth surface into the shop, put a door sweep in under there, and we'll be good to go. So I guess on it's Friday, so on Monday we'll come back in and we'll break out the forms, let this cure over the weekend, and should be good. So you got to see what it's like to install a door in a cinder block wall, and also a ramp leading up to it on uneven ground.